Hello, my name is Dr. Melinda Harper, and I'm the author of A Prophet to Her Husband. I hope you enjoy today's video, which is entitled, How to Recognize STDs in Your Relationship. Not sexually transmitted diseases, but spiritually transmitted diseases. Go ahead and invite your followers. Excuse my voice tonight, y'all. I'm a little under the weather, but I said I was doing this tonight, so I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway. Go ahead and invite your followers. Hit those hearts. That lets me know that I'm talking good, okay? So don't go dead on me tonight because this is a really good topic. It's a serious topic. All right, let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Melinda Harper. I am the author of A Prophet to Her Husband. So if you have not gotten that book or you don't even know what I'm talking about, go look at my website, drmelindaharper.com. The link is in my bio. Go check me out. Go check the book out. And this is real brief about the book. I wrote it because there are many women who I hear say, I want to be married, I want to have a husband, but rarely do they say, I want to be a wife. And being a wife is an assignment. And I myself got into being a wife and did not have any foundation, didn't know what I was doing, jumped into this thing and messed it up, almost messed it up. And there are many people in that same situation where they are married, but they have no knowledge of what marriage is. So go ahead and get that book at drmelindaharper.com. And let's get started. Recognizing the STDs in your relationship. Recognizing the STDs in your relationship. So, how do you tell your partner that you have an STD? Not a sexually transmitted disease, but a spiritually transmitted disease. How do you go about telling your partner that you have a spiritually transmitted disease? Hey, how you doing? Either way, sexually transmitted or spiritually transmitted, both of these are contagious. They're highly contagious and can rob you of having a healthy relationship. There's three that I'm going to talk about tonight. Three spiritually transmitted diseases. Fear is one, doubt is the other, and ignorance. Fear, doubt, and ignorance. Those are the three spiritually transmitted diseases I'm going to be talking about that can rob you of your relationship. So if they could take notes, I'd appreciate that. Fear, doubt, and ignorance. Okay, the first way to tell your spouse that you have an STD, the first way to do this is to be direct. Just tell them, I have some fear I'm dealing with. I got some doubt about this relationship, and I'm ignorant about some things about how to be a wife or how to be a good girlfriend to you or how to be a husband. So go ahead and be direct, be honest, allow the conversation to progress naturally. So there's things that come up and you're like, oh wow, I should have told him. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. But don't push your partner to make decisions about the relationship after you've revealed these spiritually transmitted diseases. Like you might tell them, I got some doubt about this relationship. What do you want to do? No, don't do that. Share your doubt, but definitely talk about it because that doubt was planted somewhere, somehow, and you guys can get through that fear, that doubt, and that ignorance. And allow them to ask questions, and you ask questions as well. So that's how you tell your spouse that you have a spiritually transmitted disease. But let's talk about those. Let's talk about the first one. Number one, fear. What has fear stolen from you? What has fear stolen from you? What has it stopped you from doing? What has it stopped you from being and achieving in your relationship? This can really go toward jobs, careers, being a parent, anything. But I want to just stick with relationships right now. What has fear robbed you of in your relationship? What has fear stolen from you in your marriage? What has it stopped you from being in your marriage? Like, A long time ago, I didn't want to look like a freak to my husband. So I would hold back some things. I'm like, I don't want him to know that I really like this and that. One reason, I'm going to tell you, that was the enemy, and it was a trick of the enemy, because for one, I should have never had sexual intercourse prior to marriage. She said, me too. I should have never had sexual intercourse prior to marriage. Then I would not have felt inhibited when I did get married, because I didn't want him to know I knew some stuff. Come on. I didn't want him to know that I liked some stuff, because one thing, it wasn't with him that I liked it. So there was a little shame right there, right? I liked this with dude, whoever dude was. I liked it with him. I liked it that way with that person. So I was holding back on some things. So what has fear stopped you from being in your relationship? What has fear stopped you from being to your husband? Oh, I'm never going to do that again for a man. That's not right. That's fear. That's fear of being hurt. Let's talk about some of those fears, okay? Do you fear being different? You want to do what everyone else is doing. You don't want to stand out. You don't want your relationship. What will people say? What are they going to say if I do this? What are they going to say if they know that I don't cook? What are they going to say, right? Well, let me tell you, I don't cook. And I don't care what people say anymore. I don't care. I live in the South, where every woman is supposed to know how to cook. Every woman is supposed to know how to throw down. Because what is the saying? The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So if I was to really hone in on that and believe that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, I wouldn't have a man, because I can't cook. But now I'm not afraid. I don't fear what people will say. Oh, you don't cook? Your husband cooks? Oh my gosh. I bet you he wants a woman who cooks. I bet you he doesn't. He wants me with my non-cooking self, right? But when we first got married, I fell into that, those traditional roles. I felt like I had to cook and he had to pay the bills and he had to know how to do the finances. Well, let me tell you what happened. We were eating some nasty food and about to be put out our house because he's not good with the finances and I'm not a good cook. So when we stopped we stopped fearing being different in our marriage, then it started working for us. So what are you fearing? Are you fearing being different? Do you fear that you're not good enough? Has your self-esteem taken a plunge? If your self-esteem has, I want to caution you, don't worry about your self-esteem, get your God-esteem. What does God say about you? So do you fear not being enough? Someone may have told you that something that made you feel less than. Someone may have told you that you were ugly. You had big lips. You were cute to be dark. Now I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. You're cute to be dark. What? To be dark? Wow. So there's a handle on that. Cute to be dark, right? You're cute to be fat. You're cute to be thick. So maybe someone told you something that made you feel less than. Maybe your self-esteem got a kick, got a shot. Get your God-esteem, okay? You used to get cute to be a Haitian girl. Honey, you're beautiful because you're a Haitian girl. How about that? Right, you're cute but to be plus size. All those things. So if you fear not being good enough, do you fear commitment? Is that a fear that has come up in your relationship? A lot of people sabotage the relationships because they fear commitment. You're in a relationship and you fear commitment. If you're not sure if you fear commitment, then come back. We're going to talk about that. I am going to help you discover if you have a fear of commitment. Do you fear being vulnerable? Do you have unrealistic expectations? Do you feel trapped? Hey, thank you. I'm not going to be able to eat this right now. My husband just brought me food because he knows I probably haven't eaten and I haven't. Don't you say 3 days. It has not been 3 days. He wants to make sure I eat 3 meals every day. See, y'all? Okay, anyway. Fear of change or discomfort. Has fear of change or discomfort robbed you in your relationship? Like, you're afraid that things are going to change. Let me tell you something. Men get married hoping the woman never changes. And women get married thinking, I can change this man, right? If you fear change and discomfort, we talked about that before. Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. It's going to happen in your marriage. It's going to happen in your relationship. Change is going to happen. Don't fear it. But if you fear it, let your spouse know. Let the person that you're in a relationship with know. Do you have a fear of not being loved in return? Letting the past direct your future. Because Mr. Joe Blow broke your heart, stomped it in the ground. You gave him everything. You gave him the best years of your life, and he messed over it. So now you have a fear of not being loved in return. And see, we say things like, I'm never going to love anybody like that again. I'm never going to let anybody have my heart like that again. I will never share myself fully like that again. If you have said that, you made a vow. You made a vow. You planted a seed. So when you say, I will never love that like that again, you won't. You won't. And when that person comes that loves you with all their heart, you will in turn treat them like Mr. Joe Blow treated you, because you're not loving like that again. And it's sad. It's just a sad cycle that happens. So if you've said that, denounce that. Denounce that. You want to love like that again, but you want to love the right person like that again. Okay? And do you have a fear of being alone? All right, that's fear. We covered fear. But let me tell you this. Keep things in perspective, because bad events don't last forever. It doesn't last forever. If you're in the middle of a terrible, terrible situation, know that things can change. Remind yourself that one thing that you can count on is change. All right? Now, for every spiritually transmitted dis-ease that I'm going to give you 3 scriptures that you can look for. And if you want more of those, just sign up on my website, drmelindaharper.com, and I will email you the full scriptures. But I'm just going to do 3. So for fear, let me give you 3 scriptures for fear tonight. Isaiah 35:4. Someone put that in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Isaiah 35:4. It says, say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear. Your God will come. He will come with vengeance, with divine retribution. He will come to save you. So Isaiah 35:4 is one. The second one is John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Don't let your heart be troubled about what happened in the past. Don't be afraid to love that man, to love that woman today, the one that's in a relationship with you. Don't fear being in a relationship, okay? And Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So those are the 3 scriptures I've given you on fear. So let's go to the next one. Doubt. Number 2, doubt. Doubt always has, or I'm going to say 90% of the time, has a negative connotation attached to it. Doubt. I don't know. I don't know if this is what I want to do. It comes with not being able to make a decision. Doubt will keep you from moving forward. Doubt will make you indecisive. So what does that look like in your relationship? What does that look like when you're dating? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go out with him tonight. I I don't know if I want to. Oh, when they call, you look at the phone. I don't know if I want to answer this right now. Why not? Why not? And then I'm talking to ladies who are like, Dr. Harper, I desire to be married one day. I desire to be a wife. But you doubt everything someone says to you. It's like you have to be inch high, private eye about everything. Now, I'm not saying don't do your due diligence in learning about someone, because I did mine. I got a credit report done on my husband. I did a background check on my husband. I asked a ton of questions. I'm not saying don't do that, but don't doubt everything. Well, I don't think he really meant that. Well, if that's what he said, just take him for his word until he shows you different. Don't doubt everything that someone says to you or behaves toward you. Okay, I'm going to give you the perfect example. Oh my. I know a woman who was dating a very, very nice man. Very nice man. A gentleman. He bought her a television for her birthday. Nice, right? So what do you think about that? You're dating, and let's say you've been dating about 6 months, and the guy you're dating buys you a television for your birthday. What is your reaction? Do you like it? 1. Or do you think he's up to something? 2. If you like the fact that he bought you a television for your birthday, you'll say, nice, thank you. That's nice. So if you think it's nice, put a 1. If you think that man was up to something, put a 2. Seriously, if that's where your mind is today, like, he was up to something. Why would he just buy me a TV? So most of you say 1. That was a very nice gesture. This woman didn't think that. She didn't think that. She thought him buying her a television was him trying to control her. Yeah, you're like, what? What? So we talked about that. Yeah, seriously, we talked about that. I said, so why would a television equate itself to control? How is he trying to control you by buying you a television? And she said, because he didn't ask me. He didn't ask me if I wanted a television. You don't just come replacing things in my house. This is my house. You ask me what I want, and I'll tell you what I want. But you just can't go around buying stuff and replacing stuff in my house. I don't. Defenses all the way up. But that's doubt. That's doubt coupled with fear. Somewhere in a previous relationship, she was controlled. So now, in her new relationships, she's doubting. She's doubting the genuineness of a person giving her a gift. All right, so let me give you 3 scriptures. Yes, this stuff is real. And so I feel sorry for some men sometimes, but I understand people have gone through some things, and what they go through, they bring into the next relationship if they don't identify it. So that's why we're identifying the spiritually transmitted diseases that we may be carrying. All right, here's your 3 scriptures for doubt. Psalm 42:11. Psalm 42:11. Why are you in despair, O my soul? And why have you become disturbed within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, the help of my countenance and my God. So you're saying, why am I so disturbed? Hey, how you doing, Amanda? Why am I so disturbed? Why is my soul in despair? And how can you get out of that? Isaiah 40:28 through 31. This one's pretty long. Isaiah 40, 28 through 31. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the end of the earth does not become weary or tired. So God doesn't become tired. His understanding, he gives strength to the weary, and to him who lacks might be increased with power. Though youths grow weary and tired, and vigorous young men stumble badly, yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not become weary. Matthew 16, 9 and 10. Okay, so here we are in our doubtful mind. And Matthew 16, 9 through 10 says, do you not yet understand or remember the 5 loaves, or of the 5,000, and how many baskets full you picked up? Like, you're doubting me, but you don't remember that I did this? What? Are you serious? Or the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many large baskets you picked up? Like, why are you doubting, right? Okay, the last one is ignorance. Let's talk about ignorance. Ooh. Is ignorance robbing you of your relationship? We talked about fear robbing you. We talked about doubt robbing you. But what about ignorance? What about the stuff you don't know, but you think you know? And then when someone comes along and tells you that you don't know, you still don't want to know. Like, who's she telling me? I already know that. Okay, well, if you knew it, then you'd be doing it, right? Ignorance. I know some people who often repeat the phrases, what you don't know won't hurt you. I cannot stand that phrase. I cannot stand that stupid cliche. It is dumb. That in itself is ignorant. What you don't know won't hurt you. Honey, let me tell you, what you don't know can kill you. That is some foolishness. That is some foolishness, right? So, let's talk about wisdom. This is ignorance, but you need to get wisdom. I'm going to give you 3 scriptures, and then I'm going to talk about something. I want to give you these first because we're almost finished. James 1 and 5. We're going to talk about getting out of ignorance. James 1 and 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that giveth to all men liberally. So he gives us all wisdom if we ask for it. If we ask, it shall be given. Ephesians 4 and 18. They are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, due to their hardness of heart. Sometimes your heart is hard. Your heart is hard because of fear, that first one. And sometimes your heart becomes hard because of doubt. But the Lord says that we are darkened and alienated from the life of God because of ignorance. Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Remember I said what you don't know will kill you? So don't listen to what people say. Well, what you don't know won't hurt you. That's a lie. The word of God tells you my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. What you don't know can kill you. Because you have rejected knowledge, I reject you from being a priest to me. And since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children. So not only you are affected in this ignorance, your children are affected in this ignorance. Let me bring it home. The things that I didn't know in marriage, I'm talking about marriage now, relationship. The things that I didn't know was going to eventually hurt my children. It was going to hurt my children. When I was snapping back and clapping back and being all loud and aggressive toward my husband, because he can tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. My own daddy didn't talk to me like that. Who do you think you are? I'm not your child. See, hit those hearts. All of that, right, all of that. You think my daughter saw that? Yeah, she saw that. Was that setting her up for success in a relationship? Or was it ultimately setting her up for failure? She would have failed in her relationships. She would have failed clapping back, snapping back, rolling her neck, talking about what her daddy do and don't do, right? So the ignorance, I was ignorant. I didn't know how to speak in a soft tone to my husband when I got married. No, okay, I don't want y'all to think I was just like this witch. No. He didn't marry that. He didn't marry that either. But what happened is some things happened in our relationship, and I became my worst nightmare. I became that woman that I would see and be like, ugh, why is she talking to him like that? Now, I didn't talk to my husband crazy out in public, but like that was any better. It wasn't. I talked to him crazy at home. Don't you know that your spouse's home is their refuge? This is where they come to find peace. This is where they come to refuel. This is where they come to be restored. And we were making it hell on one another. I scratched some things in him that he probably never thought he would say and do in a relationship. He scratched some things in me that I thought I would never say and do in a relationship, because we were ignorant. One thing we did not realize was, one, that change was going to happen. So when change started, we're like, oh, no. You ain't supposed to change. No, that ain't how I married you. You're not supposed to change. This ain't how you were when we first got together. No, change happens. Change happens. But because I was ignorant about change happening, I was apprehensive. I was like, oh, no. Brother done pulled a quick one on me. He made me believe he was one way, and this dude is a whole nother way. Oh, no. Let me tell you what my favorite phrase was. This ain't what I signed up for. I used to tell him, this ain't what I signed up for. But I was ignorant. This is what I signed up for. Because for better or for worse. What was the worse? For richer or for poor? Somebody's losing jobs. Somebody's getting laid off. That could happen in a relationship. You still jokingly say that? This ain't what I signed up for. When my husband went to Iraq, I told him, I said, dude, I never intended to be a single mother. I was bitter, y'all. I was bitter. And I knew he was in the military. But this ain't what I signed up for. I done signed up to be with these kids by myself for a year and something. Seriously? Now I got to learn how to cook? These kids got to eat. What are we going to eat? But I had to make it happen, right? But do you know that can make you bitter? When he came back, he was not the same. I was not the same, because I had been a single mother for a year and some months. I had learned how to cook some. I had learned how to do some things. And when he got back, he felt like we didn't need him. We had changed our life. We had changed it without him being in it. Yeah, he came back to a different me, and he came back to a different him. So when he came back, we couldn't get the same marriage that we had before he left. We had a new marriage. It was a new normal something going on. And we really didn't know how to make that happen. We were ignorant. Again, ignorance was robbing us in our relationship. When the military sends these men home, when the military sends these women home, they just send them home. They're like, yay, your soldier's back. With maybe like 3 days of debriefing for them. The pizza pan wasn't in the same place where it was when he left it. That caused an argument when he got back. I'm going to tell you about the pizza pan another day. Yes, it is very hard. It is a difficult getting back to being a couple. Him being a father. Him being a husband. Him being a friend. So, Ignorance was robbing us. Yeah, the small things. The pizza pan, y'all. All right. Did I give you 3? Yes. James 1:5, Ephesians 4:18, Hosea 4:6. But I just want to give you one more thing. One more thing. So we desire relationships. We desire to be married. We desire to be a wife or a husband. Yet transitioning is very hard. But it can be done. It can be done. So we desire all these things. We desire it. But Proverbs 19:2. This is one of my favorites. Proverbs 19:2. It says, desire without knowledge. This is the bonus scripture. Desire without knowledge is not good. And whoever makes haste with his feet misses his way. So when you jump into that thing, when you jump into that relationship, when you jump into that marriage, just because you desire it, I want to be married, I want to have a husband, I want to have a wife. When you desire without knowledge, the Bible tells you it's not good. So in all you're getting, get understanding. That's why I do what I do. Because many people desire marriage. Many people desire it in ignorance, though. They don't know what this thing is all about. They just want to be married. Know what you're getting into. Don't let the STDs, the spiritually transmitted diseases, rob you of your life and your relationships. That's all I have for tonight. If you want these scriptures on fear, doubt, and ignorance because you don't want to be robbed, you don't want these STDs robbing you of your relationship, of your marriage, then go to my website, drmelindaharper.com. Get on my mailing list, and I will email you the scriptures on fear, doubt, and ignorance. Thank you for coming. I got to eat my dinner. My husband brought my food up. I'm actually going to take it back downstairs so I can eat with the family. And thank you for coming, you guys. You're welcome. I'll come back on later on if I can. All right. Thank you.